Let's be honest with each other. You didn't click this video by accident. You clicked it because deep down, in the quiet spaces between your notifications, you feel the friction. You feel that something is inherently out of alignment. You feel like a passenger in a vehicle you used to drive. This friction, this itch in your consciousness, is the sound of the chains rattling. It is the first step of the descent. 2,400 years ago, a man named Plato sat in the dust of Athens and described a nightmare that has become your daily reality. He spoke of a cave. He spoke of prisoners who had been chained since birth, facing a wall, watching shadows dance in the flickering light of a fire they could not see. To them, the shadows were everything. They were truth. They were life. They were the only reality that mattered. But those shadows were merely puppets of their own ignorance. They were living in a secondary world, a copy of a reality they had never seen. Today, the cave hasn't vanished. It has merely been optimized for maximum efficiency. Your wall is the high-definition screen in your hand. Your shadows are the curated streams of data, the manufactured trends, and the relentless noise of the digital age. You are not being forced into this cave. You are walking into it every single morning, picking up your chains and locking them yourself. This is the era of voluntary captivity, where the cage is made of light and the bars are woven from your own attention. We are going to deconstruct the neurochemistry of your habits, the engineers behind your screen, and the agonizing climb toward a reality that doesn't need a battery to exist. If you want to be comforted, look elsewhere. If you want to be challenged, stay. The exit is right behind you, but the path is steeper than you think. The invisible shackle, the biochemistry of the loop. Let's look at the toxins in your blood. Plato's prisoners were bound by physical iron. It was heavy, it was visible, and it was honest in its cruelty. But the modern shackle is far more dangerous because it is biochemical. It is woven into your synapses. It is a masterpiece of neurological engineering designed to bypass your logic and speak directly to your primal instincts. Your brain has been rewired to seek the shadow instead of the light. You are being programmed by the very tools you claim to use. Every time you pull to refresh, you are engaging in a behavior identical to a gambler at a slot machine. This is variable reward. Your brain doesn't know what it will find. A message from a friend, a piece of news, or a useless video, and that uncertainty triggers a surge of dopamine. You are a biological machine being optimized for engagement, and the byproduct of that optimization is the slow death of your individual will. Time is the only non-renewable resource you possess, and you are tossing it into a digital abyss. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. It is the seeking chemical. It is the craving that keeps you scrolling for miles, searching for a ghost of satisfaction that never truly arrives. You have been conditioned to fear the void. In the silence of a room without a screen, the itch of reality begins. To avoid this, we have created a culture of perpetual distraction. We have traded our capacity for deep, sustained attention for a series of shallow, flickering impulses. You are farming your own soul for a chemical hum. Section 2. The architects of perception, the digital shadow makers. Is your perception a window or a mirror reflecting what you've been told to see? Let's look behind the fire at the ones holding the puppets. In the original allegory, puppet handlers walked behind the prisoners. In our age, the puppet handlers are the attention engineers, the data scientists, and the masters of the algorithm. They don't care what you think. They only care that you keep looking. They are the new architects of your reality, building a cave of digital mirrors that reflect only what they want you to see. Your world is no longer wide. It is a custom-built prison. The algorithm is a reflection of your weaknesses. It studies your fears, your biases, and your insecurities, and it feeds them back to you in a never-ending loop. This is the algorithmic echo chamber. When you enter this space, you aren't seeing the world. You are seeing a version of the world designed specifically to keep you from clicking away. This is how objective truth dies. We no longer share a common reality. We share a common cave, but we are all facing different walls, watching different shadows. Section 3. The friction of the ascent. Why does the truth feel like an assault? Waking up is not a pleasant experience. It is a confrontation with the void. It's time to turn around and face the blinding pain of reality. Plato noted that when a prisoner is unchained and forced to look at the fire, and eventually the sun, the reaction is not joy. It is agony. The light is blinding. The retinas burn. The prisoner wants to turn back. They want the safety of the dark. This is the central struggle. Waking up to your addiction is not a pleasant experience. When you turn off the noise, you are left with yourself, your unfiltered thoughts, your unedited anxieties, and your raw potential. Most cannot handle this for more than 5 minutes. We are addicted to the comfort of the known. We stay in the cave because the cave is predictable. To leave requires unlearning, which is 1,000 times harder than learning. It requires the humility to be a beginner again. We prefer the filter to the fact because the filter makes us look better and feel safer. But a safe life lived in a cave is not a life. The sun doesn't just illuminate. It exposes everything you've tried to hide. Do you have the courage to be exposed? Section 4. The courage of the individual. The gadfly's burden. Will you be the one who turns around, or the one who shouts at the man who did? Reclaiming your mind is a lonely task. The allegory ends with the freed man returning to the cave. He tries to explain that the shadows are fakes. He tells them about the sun, but his eyes are no longer adjusted to the darkness. He looks broken to the prisoners. They laugh at him. This is the price of individuality. To be an individual today is a radical act of resistance. The mob is the immune system of the cave. It attacks anything that threatens the collective delusion. Most want security, not freedom. You are the gadfly. You are the one who realizes that the silence of the sun is more powerful than the noise of the cave. Reclaim your attention. Reclaim your morning. Practice the discipline of focus. Do one thing at a time. Read a difficult text. Walk without headphones. Force your mind to sustain attention until it stops being a struggle and starts being a superpower. If you cannot explain the counter-argument, you don't have a belief. You are defending a shadow. Plato gave us the map. Socrates gave us the warning. I have given you the mirror. You can close this tab and go back to the feed. You can let the algorithm soothe you back to sleep with another recommended video. You can tell yourself that you are the exception while you continue to scroll. Or you can turn around. You can face the fire. You can walk out into the blinding, beautiful, and terrifying light of the real world. The choice, unlike the algorithm, is actually yours. Be the gadfly. The sun is waiting.